Tatiana and welcome back to my channel. If you can't tell by the title, I will be talking about what classes I took in order for me to move on into the core nursing classes of the BSN program that I'm in. Excuse me, my eye waters from time to time, so bear with me. So, when I'm talking about these classes, I am a nursing major. I am in the BSN program, and I'm going to be talking about, again, the prerequisites I am taking, that I took in order for me to move into the core nursing process. So first, before I get to talking about what classes I took, I'm going to talk about what are prerequisites. Prerequisites are basically the classes you're supposed to take before you actually take the nursing portion. So your prerequisites can consist of your gen eds, which is your general education classes, like English, your sciences, your histories, let me see, your electives, so on and so forth. The purpose of prerequisites is to build the foundation, so once you get over to the core nursing portion of being a nursing major, you will have that foundation of your prerequisites or your gen eds, so you can be able to kind of know what's going on. So, give me just a second. So while I'm getting this pulled up, when it comes to prerequisites, it's best to get A's and B's in your prerequisite classes, because a lot of the times you're going up against people who are literally getting straight freaking A's on their prerequisites. When it comes to being a nursing major, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And when it comes to these prerequisites can sometimes make or break you. And one C can be the defining factor that'll get you basically, waitlisted or denied, not being able to get into the program. So that's why I say make A's and B's in prerequisites, so you can be able to have that chance. And then two, it also all depends on your program, how many people they accept a year, their application process. So everything I'm going to be talking about today is going to be based off the school that I'm going to, application process and everything like that. So not only will I talk about the prerequisites, I also talk about what consists in the application process of that. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What classes did I take? So when I'm talking about these classes, I don't mean that I took all these classes in 1 year. The classes that I'm going to mention took me about 2 years to get done. When it comes to prerequisites, it's kind of on your time, on how fast that you do it. But on a realistic standpoint, people who got lives, who got jobs, kids, etc., it's realistic. It'll take you about two years to do the prerequisites, depending on what your school requires. I'm basing it off a BSN standpoint on what classes that I took and how long did it take to for me to do it, and then I'll go on. So the classes that I took, I'm just gonna start from the top because it kind of got on my computer. And I'm gonna start from the top. And this is not in any particular order. I'll go back once I finish telling you what classes I took. I'll tell you how I took my classes, how I would suggest you take your classes, in order for you to be able to succeed. So, for my program, it basically requires you to have, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 90 credit hours of the prerequisites. Well, your gen ed / prerequisites. So I'm just gonna go down the list about what classes I took, and what my grade was in each class. So starting up, we have Anatomy and Physiology 1 with the lab, and I made a B in that class, and I took this class at a community college. When it comes to these prerequisites, I highly suggest that you take these classes at a community college if you have, a community college if you have one in your area, because it is tremendously cheaper than you taking it at the actual university that you're trying to attend. If you like me and you're trying to save all the coins that you can for nursing school, I would suggest taking your prerequisites at a community college if you can. If not, then hey. But I'm just telling you the route that I took, and I saved a ton of money by taking my prerequisites at a community college. So up next we have, and then also too, Anatomy and Physiology 1. I took that online. It was easy. It wasn't really hard. So I don't know. The next, we have Anatomy and Physiology 2 with the lab. I also took that one at a community college, and I did make a B on that one as well. The next class that I took was Human Pathophysiology, Patho for short. I ended up making a B in Patho. It was actually really, really fun. I was able to learn about different diseases, how it affects the body, and I love science. When it comes to science, I'm a geek for it. I love it. A lot of the times people are like, Patho is gonna be your hardest class. You have to make Patho interesting. It's already interesting as it is, but you gotta make it interesting. Like, when it comes to these prerequisite classes, some of them are going to be boring. But you gotta have that drive, like, I need these prerequisites, I gotta get them done. And you gotta make yourself like these classes. Like, you have to, dive in. But I made a B in pathophysiology, and I took that at the university that I'm currently in now because the community college didn't offer it. Again, this is not in the order that I took them. It's just how it's just showing up on my list. So the next class that I took was microbiology with the lab, and I made a B in that class as well. And micro was easy too. I mean, I took that online at a community college, and that was pretty easy. Now, general chemistry. Chemistry took me out. Chemistry took me out, y'all. I didn't take chemistry at a community college. I took chemistry at the university I'm in, and I struggled. And I am typically a AB student. I struggled. I struggled with chemistry. I don't know if it was just the teacher or the material. It could have been both. But it took me out. These different balancing equations, all this information, I ended up making a D. And Tatiana don't make D's. So I knew that I was going to fail that class. Like, I tried, but I did retake it and I ended up making a B. But chemistry, y'all gotta really study those balancing equations, all of that. If you ask me today what I learned in chemistry, I still can't tell you. Because I don't know. That was just one of those sciences that I just could not retain all of that information. That was just too much information for me to try to retain like that. And it was just like, it was like jumbled up. Like, it was just like, my brain was just like, my brain was just like, it's too much. It's too much. We max to the capacity. And I was just like, I'm glad I got never take that class again. All right, on to the next class. I took English 1, 2, and 3. On English 1, I took at a community. Hold on. Let me see. English 1, I did take at the community college, and I ended up making a B. In English, I had to take English 2, and I took that at the university that I'm currently at now, and I made a B. And then I had to take English 3, which I made a B in that as well. You know the papers I had to write. Let I need to go there. But I'm just glad I got that over with. And so let's go on to the next class. I took computer and internet literacy. Basically it's like a selective class. Easy. I made an A in it. I took that at the university I'm at now. Pre-algebra, principles of algebra, I was exempt for that. So I took college algebra 1, which I made a B in it, and I took that at the community college. I struggle with math. With math hard. Like, math was always a subject that was just like, I always needed special attention in math. And I ain't talking about like I'm stupid or dumb. Like, I just be needing that little bit of, but once I get it, I got it. But I ended up making a B in college algebra 1. Then I took college algebra 2. I took that at I took it at the college that I'm at now, and I ended up making a B in it. I had to take statistics, which was fun. I thought that statistics was gonna be hard. I really thought statistics was gonna be hard, but it wasn't. Statistics was really fun, and I think it was the teacher that I had. It was the teacher that I had. But I love statistics. It was fun learning math in that different way. So yeah, I made a B in it. Nutrition was hard, y'all. I don't know how everybody else's nutrition was, but mine was kind of hard. I'm thinking I'm just finna, being nutrition and just be, easy class, finna out of there. Nope. That class was like, it was a lot of it. Let me say it's not hard. It was a lot of work that I had to do, which could have made it hard. But it was hard because righteously, I would thought that I was just going to make an A in that class. But no, I made that strong B in nutrition. And nutrition was like, dang, for real? But I passed it with a B, so don't worry about it. I don't know about y'all and whatever else y'all, how y'all nutrition is. But for me, my nutrition was kind of dense. There was a lot of compact information for, that time period. But I finished out with a B, so what it is. Hey. All right, but on to the next one. I had to take my orientation, past that. I took general psychology, which was all right. I took that at community college, passed that with a B. And then on to the next one. Okay, I took human growth and development. Finished that class with an A. And human growth development, if I'm not mistaken, that's like the class that talks about the babies and stuff. Yeah, something like that. It's been a while since I took it. But next class I took was sociology, which I liked. I learned a lot in sociology, actually. And I took that at the college that I'm at now. And I made an A in sociology. Excuse me. And let's go to the next one. Then I had to take philosophy, intro to philosophy. And I made an A in it. I took it at the college that I'm at now. Intro to philosophy was easy. I guess English 1, 2, and 3 prepared me for that. Philosophy, you mean you just basically, it's like another English to me. U.S. History 1 is the next class that I took. And that class was easy. I made an A, ended up making an A in that class. Like I said, English 1, 2, and 3 prepared me for all of this. Because I had to write a paper in this class too. But it didn't matter. Because I passed it with an A. With an A. A. Okay, so on to the next class. I know y'all like, God damn. No, but I promise you, we're getting near to the end. Let's see. I ended up having to take public speaking, and I took that at a community college, passed it with an A. And I believe this is the last class. The last class that I took is medical terminology. Took that at a community college and passed it with an A. So, I don't know how many classes I named. I don't feel like going back and counting. But it was a lot. So, that is why I said it can take between 2 years to get this, to just get the prerequisites out of the way. When a lot of people are like, I'm in nursing school, a lot of the times they're probably still taking their prerequisites and haven't made it over to the core nursing classes. So that's what takes up a lot of the time, is the prerequisites. Because you have to account for if you didn't pass a class and you have to retake it. And for chemistry, I had to retake it. But everything else, and now, and then once you get finished with that, and you know, I'll explain it later. But as far as for the prerequisites, I say take your time with these prerequisites because, again, they are the foundation of the classes that you need and that you're gonna build on when you go to the core portion of the nursing program.
Okay, so I totally forgot to mention the order that you want to take your prerequisites. I would just say keep it simple, like a math, English, science, elective, and just keep it in that order because it's easier to do it that way, in my opinion, because you go to school for 12 years and you're used to that same structure. They kind of transition over to when you get to college, that same, you know, layout is that way. You don't want to take so many sciences at the same time that you're overwhelming yourself, and you don't want to take too many maths at one time to where you're overwhelming yourself. And with prerequisites, sometimes you have to take this math before you can go to the next portion of the next session of the math. Or for your science courses, for example, you can't take anatomy and physiology 1 and 2 at the same time. You have to take one first, and then you have to go and take two. So just keep in mind your prerequisites. So, but I do just suggest just doing that way because it's more simple to be able to not focus all on 3 and 4 different subjects that are the same. Having that diversity within your schedule helps out a whole lot. Thank me later.
Application process. So, for my school, we are required to take the TEAS. The TEAS. So, I'm sorry, let me repeat it. Let me rephrase it rather. You have to have a 3, is it 2.7? I think it's a 2.75. You need to have a 2.75 GPA in your nursing courses. And then you have to make a 58.7 on your TEAS. I know, low, right? But, and then also too, you have to have, what else? TEAS. And then after that, if you are still taking classes, you have to be finished before the start date of the nursing program. So let's say if your nursing program starts in October and your application deadline is like September or something, like September, then you have to, before the first day start of class, you have to be done with all your prerequisites. So you can still be taking classes and still apply for the nursing program. It's just you have to be done with those classes by the time the nursing program starts. And that is, you can be conditionally accepted, meaning you are accepted. You will be accepted if you pass these classes before. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can still be taking classes and still apply, but you need to make sure that you're done with those classes before it starts. Like, that's why they say conditionally, because if you fail those classes, then you're not gonna be able to get in. So just keep that in mind. Just be familiar with your application process on what you need and blah blah blah. So for my application process, I had to basically take the TEAS because mine's expired from the T6, so I had to take the T7. So when it came to the T7, it was different. And like I said before, math was in my strong suit. So when I took it the first time, I didn't do too well. I think I made like a 54. No, I think I made lower than that. I don't know. But I ended up joining the Facebook group for the TEAS, and just looking at different people's perspective on what they encountered and stuff. And I used I don't know this guy's name. I know it's Math Craft, something like that. Craft. And then I used what else did I use? Y'all, my brain is foggy. But it was this yellow book. I'm gonna put it up here. And Nurse Hub is what I used too. And I used all of that, and I was able to pass, I think, like with don't quote me, I think like a 63, 64. It was low. But my math score, like, y'all, my math was like 70 something percent. I think what took me out was that science, because it had a lot of chemistry on it, and my English could have been better. But other than that, my reading was I think my reading was like 80s, almost 90s, and my math was like 80s, well 70s, almost 80, and then my science score had to be like 30, 40, and then I think my English was like 50 something. I don't know. I don't put it up. Nah, I can't put it up because I might get. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I ended up passing with I put it up here, and it is what it is. I passed the pass. So I knew the information, but again, I think it's Michael Craft. I don't know. He helped me out a lot. On the T7, it's a lot of proportions and percentage, and that's what helped me out a lot. Okay, so on to the next application process. Once you start the nursing application process, then you have to do like different stuff like fingerprints, background checks, drug tests, goddamn physicals, what else? Physical. Making sure your shots and stuff is up to date. All of those things, like making sure your booster shots, like all of that stuff is gonna be like in the whole process of you trying to get ready for the core portion of your nursing classes, because you're going to be rolling up on clinicals, and then you got to make sure your shots up to date, then you got to make sure you are physically fit and able to do these certain tasks and blah 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 blah. And then you gotta make sure you're not you're not on drugs and all that stuff, making sure your background is good, because you're gonna be at these hospitals. And yeah, so you're a reflection of the school, so that's why they have to do all of these things. So yeah, and Complio trying to get everything green is a struggle. So yeah, but it's all gonna be worth it in the end. It's all gonna be worth it in the end. But again, when you're doing these prerequisites, make sure you do your research, because a lot of the times you don't have to take all those classes I named. You may not have to take all those classes that I just named. You need to do your research, and you need to see. Some schools may not require the TEAS, but they may require a higher GPA, and it may be high. It might cut your chances in half, because you have to compete with people who are 3.5, 4.0s in they prerequisites and stuff. So you have to, choose what school is the right fit for you, money wise and things like that. Because at the end of the day, nursing school is preparing you for the NCLEX, and so you just want to choose what school is right for you. And yeah, but don't let those prerequisites stress you out, none of that, because again, it's just basically a foundation of classes that you need before you start the nursing core classes. Let me say this again, nursing core classes, because I'm so glad that I don't got to take no more prerequisite classes. It's just strictly nursing classes from here on out. That's all I got to take. And that's all that matters. So, I will be posting more videos up to my channel. If you have any suggestions, you can put them in the comment section below. If you have any questions, then you put them down in the comment section below. If you have any video suggestions, drop them down below. And yeah, I'm going to be documenting my whole nursing school journey. I'm trying to be as detailed as possible. I can't even count how many YouTube videos I don't watch, but I'm trying to be as detailed as possible with my nursing school journey. And yeah, so I do want to thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, I do want you to either to like and subscribe to my channel, so you can be up to date on my nursing journey. And thank you for watching this video. Bye.